One thing comes to my mind. We got an opportunity to talk recently about one of the articles I was doing, and we talked a bit about the podcast. Uh, you mentioned, I had never known this, but you mentioned where you had worked from. You worked from the community newspapers.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to you, and I was thinking, Cal CPA and CPAs are a community. So this, having worked in a community and worked in various communities, because I think you said you were managing editor for 5 newspapers.
Correct.
So those are
Yep.
not only one community, or multiple. So how
Correct.
did that history help you with the CPA dynamic?
It was, in a lot of ways, it was easy. It was an easy switch. It was like, as you say, serving a community, running a news desk. Serving the community for me was giving people information that they need to know, not selling to them, not trying to get it, not taking that if it bleeds it leads mentality, but more so doing it as a public service. This is the information you deserve to have. This is the unbiased, and it's delivered to you with a sense of integrity, internal integrity that we have. And that so we can form a relationship with my readership. I want my readership to trust the information that they're seeing. It's a conversation. It's a very personal conversation. To gain a reader's trust is a tough thing to do. The only way you can do that is with time, consistency, and reliability. And that is what I did with those communities. And that is what we do now. It's a back and forth. It's listening to our community, and then reporting back, and then serving that community. And so there was a lot of very, very apparent overlaps from that switch. Now, it got bigger. CPAs, as I said, from what I was talking before, it got much bigger. There's so much that you need that covers a lot of different boxes, but the core basics, the core is still there. And as I said, it's a relationship. It's maintaining and nurturing a relationship.
Well, I was just thinking, when I'm going to go back to being that managing editor, and what comes into my mind is like the LA Times or the New York Times. They have lots of reporters,
Right.
And the reporters go out and find information and write their articles, and somebody edits them or whatever. But you don't have any reporters.
No, I do not.
So how do you make up for that? I mean,
Again,
it must be connected, I guess.
Well, that's part of it. Yes. When I took this seat, there were plenty of vocal members, and you start there and you work out. And those people come and go over the years. There's been people that, honestly, people like you and people, I can name a few others that have been around the whole time, that are very reliable, that are always there, that are always answering the call when I pick up the phone. But then, as you say, you got to just get out there and hit the pavement, go to the events, talk to people. A big help I should mention here are my program, the program administrator. I forgot what is the actual title for them now. I can't even remember. Program managers, I think, or the chapter managers for each chapter. They're out there. They put out so many events a year for all the CPAs, and they're really a strong conduit for me into who's in the committees now, who's kind of someone that seems like they want to get involved, who's got a big voice, who's a new member, who's a younger member, who's someone with a special expertise. They're really the ones on the ground for me, because as I said, I don't have reporters. And I'm stuck at the desk too a lot of the time editing. So it's not like I can be in all these places all over California. So I rely on them heavily to, send people my way, send anyone my way. And then also, just keep the lines of communication open, email, be present on LinkedIn, be present on Connect, be present anywhere you can. And if anyone wants to reach out. And I would say in the last 5 to 10 years, we've really been getting a lot of interest from all over the nation, just blind submissions. People reach out to want to get into the magazine. So that's a part of it as well. I don't necessarily, take them as they come, but it gives you another, okay, so this firm is looking to do some work in the magazine. So I can then look at that firm, see what they do, see who's in there, and maybe reach out to someone that I think is more appropriate or whatever. But there's a lot of things that do come to me that I can sort of tailor to then fit into the magazine however we may see fit, because we are actually pretty selective, and for a lot of reasons. I mean, we're publishing pretty technical stuff. CPAs can get in a lot of trouble if they're misinformed, and it's a big thing. So it's not just, and come one, come all. But we're appreciative of anyone that's interested, and it gives us, as I say, an entree into figuring out who's out there and who we might be able to tap for whatever we might be considering putting in the magazine.